Guys and girls, welcome back. We are now officially on to the Prime series, and I'm going to start with the Pinnacles. For those of you that have been following the whole SVS series, thanks a lot. Hope you're enjoying it. Let's now move on to the Primes, Pinnacles. I've already unboxed the Prime. Those are the ones I damaged. I believe the drivers are in as well, so soon I can fix those, and we can also put these up against the Prime and the Prime Pinnacle to see what the differences are. I also want to put these Pinnacles up against the Ultra Evolution Pinnacles, and then we can see what the comparisons are there. So again, as with the Ultra Evolution series, we will be putting all of these bookshelves, elevation, center and fronts up against each other to see how they stack up. So let's get into the unboxing. I think it's going to be the same affair as the other ones. Looks like it's the whole slide out approach, which I must say works very nicely. Let's see if I can do this by myself, which should be totally doable. As with the Ultra Evolutions, those I do not recommend unboxing by yourself. Let's just cut that bit of tape at the bottom. Go. That's a stubborn bit of tape there, doesn't want to let go. Just put this knife back. And let's slide these bad boys out. I was so impressed with the normal floor stander. I think this Pinnacle is going to have even more bass. Now we're going to slide this out. See, this is where you need to be two actually. Just one to hold the box and then one to slide it out. So I'm half catching it with my foot there, but there we go. That is out. Let's lay this box down. As with all the SVS's, guys, there is your registration information and your manual for all the SVS products. This goes off. Oh, and you're on top. I think those are rubber feet and spikes. Let's quickly see what is in here. I did order more of the Soundpaw feet, but some of them are still on back order, so waiting for those. So I think for now we're going to be rocking the normal feet, as I only have one box of Soundpaw. So this, okay, so this is just the spike. The spikes, and the floor protectors. There's the floor protector, there's the adjuster, and it's like an almost this black sort of brass, which is very nice and hefty. So those are some nice spikes, which I'm not going to be using. They're just going to scratch my vinyl floors to pieces, but that might be the better way to go. Like I said, I do not like the feet on these. It's my only thing of this design I really do not like. Just some more at the back, some of those anti-moisture baggies inside there. Let's get those there. Get this off. There we go. That is off. Those will get out now. Let's see if I can just get it in the port there. And sort of lift it out. Here we go. And we are not properly out. Now we are out. Sure. I'm not always sure if the sliding out is the better way, but it's out. It is out nonetheless. Let's just move this one over. Excuse my sniffles, I still have a bit of this cold that's been going around. Winter is only setting in by us now, when you guys in the States are going over to summertime now, I believe. Well, I'm guessing it depends where you are in the States. So plastic bag off, all of those moisture baggies, some felted pads on there, some felted pads at the bottom. And again, we have those small little adjustable feet on, like on the subs. But if you've not seen my video where I did the isolation feet on these, they are not the same as the subs, so keep that in mind. Okay, so same as the Pinnacle, same as the Prime Tower, just slightly bigger. I was expecting it to be even bigger. These are still small if you compare them against the Ultra Evolutions. Let's get this front off. Before we take the front off, so chips of the grill on. I love that they did the angle. So the angle on the cabinet and the angle of the grill line up completely. So very black industrial design, made to sort of mix into your living room. It's not going to stand out like those, but also these are only 60,000 Rand compared to 160,000 Rand. So there is 100,000 Rand difference. For the guys in dollars, just go and check your local pricing. It's going to be different to your pricing. We have a lot of shipping to make up for. So yeah, so this is a MDF grill with little studs that push into a rubber grommet, so no magnetic grills on these, but still very nicely made. So we have almost not really an MTN design, because it would be mid-tweeter mid, where this is, oh wait, this is, no, this is a freeway speaker, so this is mid-tweeter bass driver. So these are 3 6-inch bass drivers as compared to the 2 6.5s. 2 6.5s on the Prime Tower, 3 6.5s on the Prime Pinnacle Tower. Same tweeter with the lens guide over it and the protective cover, and then the same 4-inch mid driver. Sealed compartments. I'll see if I can find a pic of how this is braced on the inside, but again, build quality is very good. Obviously nowhere near the Ultra Evolutions, just in build and look. So if that is your cup of tea, spend the extra on that, but it's a lot extra, and that's what I want to compare in this video. Is it worth it paying 100,000 Rand more for that? 3 bass ports at the back. Very interesting that they went with 3 bass ports. Trying to see. Oh, I'm seeing what's going on here. I would love to get an internal pic of these, because it looks, oh no, okay, I thought I could see the mid bass driver, but the cabinet sort of angles like that. So I'm thinking they tried to give us more volume inside the cabinet by angling the mid bass driver and closing it off like that. Let's see if I can see on the rest. Can't see much, but yeah, I'm thinking the braces will also be quite interesting on this to cope with the extra volume and bass. Guys, so that is it for the unboxing. I'm going to set these up now, and we will get into the testing in the next video. Like always, if you enjoyed this, got any information out of it, please support the channel by liking and subscribing. Just shows us you appreciate what we do, and it goes a long way for the Google ratings and finding the videos and all of that analytic stuff. Guys, keep safe. Till the next one. Cheers. Bye. Just quickly before I run away, let's do a quick side-by-side comparison of the Prime Tower and the Prime Pinnacle Tower, so you guys can see the size difference. About a 200 mils or so higher. Width is the same, depth on the Prime is deeper. So they made up for the volume by going slightly higher and coming slightly deeper. Tweeters are more or less on the same level. Not exactly, but that's a good thing, because you want it to be ear height. So that is a good thing to think of. Otherwise, you know what? These mid-range drivers are different, guys. I did not see that. I thought it's the same. So I think this is a 3-inch and this is a 4-inch. I'll post in spec, but this is a completely different driver. If you look at these, if you did not see where I took the damaged speaker apart and completely went over it, go back and look at that, and I showed the drivers inside and out. This is a completely different mid-range. It's got a different texture to the cone as well. Completely different. That's very interesting. I wonder why they did that. I wonder if it's going to change the sound signature a lot. Now I want to really put them up side by side. Okay, stay tuned for that next. Guys, I wanted to catch this while I'm doing the testing. I was sitting here listening to that song now. I'm listening to songs I've never really listened to, which always become too harsh or I don't like them. These Prime Pinnacles, holy shit. Goosebumps. They are unbelievable. And I'm not putting this on for YouTube. What the holy did they do? It's insane. I'm sitting here thinking I'm going crazy because I almost want to say I prefer them over the Ultra Evolutions. And how can I say that? It's not possible. But at this point in time, early days, but I am preferring them. Let me just continue testing. Maybe I'm going nuts. Maybe I'm going nuts. I don't know. I honestly do not know how to start this video and where to touch on the points of the Prime Pinnacle speaker from SVS. The word I can use to sum them up is the perfect speaker. And I know how it sounds, the perfect speaker. There's no such thing. This for me is as close as the perfect speaker gets. All in equation: sound, build quality, affordability. Not much to look at. They're not much to look at. It's compared to its big brethren. It looks like a dwarfed, pale little sibling, and it is. But it is that pale little sibling that just excels at absolutely everything. Yes, you're not the big muscular brawny brother, but you can outgun him in a fight, out wrestle him in a wrestle, that sort of thing. I cannot fault this speaker, and I've not been this excited about a speaker since the Polk R700, to be honest. And I can almost compare this to the Polk R700. This just has more of everything. More up high, more in the mid, more down low. Just the R700 is a better looking speaker. So SVS could have made this look a little bit better, but then again, I think they shot for a budget. So still not a cheap speaker. 60,000 or just below South African rands. Go check on your dollars and euros, whatever you guys are paying in the other countries, but it's still not a cheap speaker. But next to its bigger brother, it is a quarter of the price. So that being said, but before we go there, why R700? The R700 is a bit laid back in the mid. Most love it, but the people that hate it for that reason. They want more forwardness in that treble. This gives that to you, but still being neutral and doesn't make it feel like the music is dead. So it gives you a neutrality with a slight bit of detail, shall I say forwardness. No brightness on these. Mid bass, beautiful. I actually noticed that the two drivers on the Ultra Evolution and the Prime Pinnacle looks like they share the same driver. Without taking it out of the cabinet, and voiding any warranties, they look the same, but don't quote me on it. I'm going to try and see if I can get some details on it. Okay, and then how does this stack up against the very popular Klipsch RP8000F? Again, it comes down to the horn-loaded tweeter. It's not a horn-loaded tweeter, a wave guide over that tweeter, but it does make the sound like that. Some people love it, some people hate it. The same as on the Polk R700 tweeter. Some people love it, some people hate it. Same for the clips. So if you do like that sound, you go for the clips. If you do not like that sound and you need to choose between the Polk and this, I would say demo both. This is more expensive, 60 compared to 47, so about 13,000 Rand difference, which this is dearer. Go and listen to both. I think this is the solid choice. And compared to the clips as well, this will absolutely dwarf it in bass, dwarf it in mid-range, dynamics, speed, punch, just the tweeter that makes the difference. Let's go on to the Ultra Evolution. Almost 3 times the price. 4 18-inch drivers, 2 mid-bass drivers, and a much stronger tweeter. And then the cabinet design. That is what you are paying for. And the Ultra Evolution is a better speaker in every way. I chose 5 of my favorite demo tracks. Listen to them on the Prime Evolution, the Prime Pinnacle, and then the Ultra Evolution Pinnacle. Yeah, I'm still battling with all these names. It gets very, very frustrating and confusing. But did them all back to back. What did I find? The bass on the Ultra Evolution compared to the Prime Pinnacle, this dwarfs it. Ultra Evolution dwarfs it in every single way. Mid bass compared to the Prime Pinnacle dwarfs it again every single way. Tweeter dwarfs it every single way. So sounds better with all the drivers, built better, costs more, but something in how those ingredients were chucked into the Prime Pinnacle just gels better. It makes for a brilliant meal. It all falls into place. Is it a Michelin star restaurant? No. Is it just good in everything? Yes, definitely. So if I had to choose between these two speakers with my own money, I did buy them with my own money, but for demo purposes. But if I had to keep one, it's going to be the Prime Pinnacle. It's just a better recipe, value, sound, everything except for the damn look. I think you can get it in gloss as well. I would do that. I think the gloss is just going to make it look a bit more expensive. But then on the other hand, again, so many people really dislike gloss, and I do as well. But I just think on these, it makes it look like a more expensive speaker. I don't want this to sound like I am dissing the Ultra Evolution at all. It's still one of the best speakers I've ever tested. I think what's happening in my room is this room is not big enough for these giants. These things are so huge. I think they need a hall to play in, and then they're going to sound absolutely their ultimate best. Where the Prime Pinnacle, it just works in this room. I think it's just the right size, just the right placement. Not that placing them was difficult. Placing them was so easy. I had them more in, got the center image spot on straight away. Put them in front of the Ultras, again, spot on. Even with them towed slightly out where they don't look right, my center image might have shifted slightly, but it was still smack bang, magic-like in front of me. So eventually opted for them on the side, pulled the Ultra Evolutions in a little bit. They, on the other hand, were very difficult to place in my room. Correct from the wall, correct from the side. They had to be a certain way to get that image 100% there. But as soon as it happens, they center image exactly the same. There you can see the family face. Perfect, perfect. Magic-like voice from the middle, center image. Very, very beautiful. But like I say, placement on them was difficult, and I think my room is too small. I think the right one for me would have been like the entry in the Ultra Evolution size. But still, I like buying just the biggest, and always bigger is better. But I think in this case, smaller would have been better. But what this is all about is those prime Pinnacles and how they sound. Let's do some demo testing so I can A/B, so you guys can just hear, if you can hear how they sound next to each other. Same song, same volume, everything. While we're on the same volume, they drive about the same. None of these were difficult to drive. Receiver, power amp, better on the power amp as always, but not like, oh, I can't listen to the receiver. Off the Cinema 50, they drove beautifully. Perfect. Adding in the Morne's power amp just gave it that little bit more. I've not tested on a Rotel. Rotel might make it a bit livelier. If that is your sort of thing and you want more liveliness to it, I think it might make it a bit too shouty. I think Morne's is the correct combo here, and it just absolutely works. Yeah, but always go demo for yourself, guys. Sound is so subjective. Pairing up speakers with amps and subs, it's a subjective mathematical marvel that happens when you pair up different amplifiers with different equipment. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes the room doesn't play its part. It becomes very complicated. So always go and demo, and if you can, try and demo in your own environments. Not always possible. Most people won't let you take those. Like in my case, bookshelves, easy to take to a client's house. These, they're going to scratch, they're going to damage. Too much of a risk. So rather come here, but just know it's going to sound slightly different in your environment. But okay, let's get to those demo tracks. Okay, let's start off with the prime Pinnacles. Here we go. Volume on receiver, -12. Ultra Evolution Pinnacles, here we go, same volume, everything, here we go. And what did you think? Please comment down below what you thought of those two back to back. We weren't really pushing them. -12 on the receiver. We could go all the way to reference volume. I've just felt with all the demoing I've been doing today, -12 was sort of the sweet spot. You know, -15, -12, even -10 was sort of a sweet spot. More than that, it sort of did get a bit shouty for my ears. But that was the sweet spot, so that's why I did the track testing. Again, now listening to them side by side, back to back. The Ultra Evolution is just an absolute beast. but it's a big beast and it's a powerful beast, and we need room for that beast to run. But it's better in every way. I don't want this video to come forward as me saying that the Prime Pinnacle is the one to buy. It really does come down to you and what you want and your taste and your pockets. But I just think the Prime Pinnacle is the better buy. It's not 3 times better in my opinion, unless you want the look and you want all of that bass, because it's a hell of a lot of bass. It really is. To give you an idea, this room has now been calibrated with D-Rack. That video will come shortly on the whole system as a whole. But if I listen to music 2-channel without doing pure direct, so we listen to 2-channel done by not Odyssey, done by D-Rack, and I have the subwoofer on or I have the subwoofer off, I cannot tell a difference. That is how much bass these speakers give. At least in music, I cannot tell a difference at all. Like in zero difference. Obviously, if you're going to be upping the sub and then the bass becomes over bloated and too much, then you'll know there's a sub. But calibrated directly, subwoofer on or off, no difference. Movies, yeah, gonna be a whole different bag. Still, I don't want to spoil too much. You gotta wait for that video. Wait for that video. I'm gonna talk too much now. It's gonna be the complete system video. Wait for it. Back to this topic at hand, Prime Pinnacles. Guys, you cannot make a mistake buying this speaker. And it falls in such a nice place in the market. You know, it's more expensive than the Clips RPs or the R's from Polk. Monitor audio, where would this fall? It falls between silver and gold actually, because silver is not much less expensive and gold is quite a bit more expensive. So I would say let's put this in line with silver. And I do prefer the sound above the Monitor Audio Silvers by far, really by far. But you can't compare the look. The Monitor Audio is a much better looking speaker. SVS really did nothing to dress up this bride. Nothing. Except for the like slight little angles, going with the grill. It's all about performance. I'm trying to think of a car to compare this to that is, you know, not looks and a lot of performance. Think of the old Ford Escort Cosworth. Some people will shoot me now because it is a nice looking car, but it's not a beautiful car. Yeah, but all performance. All performance. What else can we compare this to? Guys, I think you get the idea. They are bloody phenomenal. I have the sensor and the bookshelves and the elevations we'll do next. So I'll get that sensor up and see how good this gels in a complete system. And when this is all done, let's do a complete system versus complete system. And we take the sub out of the equation. We'll do some with, some without. But see if we'll even notice a difference, because movies is very different to music. But I must say, hats off to SVS. It's not, and this is the question I've been asked the most now. These compared to like proper cinema, the Clips THX or the MKs or the Bowen Wilkins CTs, are they better? I can't say they are better. When it comes to full-on movie, a movie setup THX is always going to win a sort of bookshelf orientated speaker, but those can't really do music. This will be best of all. You can do kick-ass movies, you can do kick-ass music. It really is a Paladin. Just good in everything it does. Hey guys, look what came in. My driver came in for my holy SVS speaker. This is an expensive driver. I did not think their drivers are that expensive. And that also sort of shows you why they sound the way they sound. They're not just using cheapy drivers. in their speakers. How absolutely big is this packaging for one driver? They really wanted to make sure that this thing gets to me in one piece. Let's check. Go in the bubble wrap. It is a beefy driver. It's a very beefy driver. For their entry speaker, man, this is a very beefy driver. So let's put this in. Let me just get the old one out quick. They are good to go. Let's drag the speaker to the front and put them up against their mighty brethren. I have got the prime towers fixed, working, everything is good. Got them playing. I'll do a demo for you guys now. Just quickly, after listening to all three of these speakers jumping around, I can now nicely sum up the differences between them. The prime tower is still a phenomenal speaker. Do not overlook it for its size and where it comes in on price. There's not much that can come close to it, and it's a small speaker. Look at this. Basically, if you want more, you're going to go to the prime Pinnacle. That just has a bit more of the same good recipe. It has more in the mids, it has more on the bass. Just everything is that little bit more, but still the normal prime floor stander is an absolute amazing speaker. I was sitting thinking how I can sum up all of the jumps, because now if you go to the Ultra Evolution Pinnacle, it is a whole new ball game. But the best way I could sum this up, I always like my car analogies. So let's try and do a car analogy. This is going to be a very good everyday driver. It's not much to look at, but it's like, if you guys remember when the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution came out, when we had those days. It's still a beautiful car, but I mean, it's not your Porsche or stuff like that, but you could keep up with those cars. That is what this is. The Pinnacle will be your more souped up version. When you take that same Lancer or Subaru and you soup it up. I don't really want to say Subaru anymore. They've become unreliable. I still like them, but yeah, that's a whole different video. But yeah, you soup it up and it's just that bit more, and you can keep up with more supercars. The Ultra Evolution Pinnacle is the supercar. It's got the look, it's got the design, it's got the performance, but it does come with its little nuances that can be slightly demanding. You need to spend the time to set them up correctly. Right distance from the wall, right everything, towed in. Where these, both of those, are just so easy. You pop them down, you sit there, you listen, you tilt them a little bit, bang on, there you go. Not the same with the Ultra Evolutions. They are finicky. You sit there, you listen, you turn a bit, you listen, you move, you drag. I'm still not 100% happy with where they placed, but I've got room limitations. So that's just something you need to keep in mind when you're going up to this. There is going to be a little bit more finesse that you need to spend to get the ultimate best out of them. Let's get into the demo and then we'll close off this video. Pinnacles. Here we go. Because this is now being shot a bit later than when I actually unboxed those, I'm just going to add that little snippet in of the Pinnacle playing so you can get them after each other. So let's close this video off. Who are these speakers for? Everybody, absolutely everybody, especially the Prime Tower and the Prime Pinnacle. Absolutely everybody, you cannot go wrong. This is almost that speaker where I want to say it's going to be the speaker for 90% of the people. You almost don't even need to go and demo it, but always go and demo your speakers. But if you want to buy something, not demo it and not worry, is it going to be good? Any of these two. If you can stretch, go for the Pinnacle. That is the better speaker. But if you are on a budget, almost basically not half the price, but very close to half the price, then you go for the Tower. Then if you really can afford it, Ultra Evolution, Prime Pinnacle, no, not Ultra, see there's too many names here. Ultra Evolution Pinnacle, Prime is the other one, and it's a sports drink, but yeah. So that's the one you go for then if you want to go all out, balls to the wall. I am going to do the center speaker and the bookshelves of the Prime series next, so stay tuned for that. We also have the Morne's M1 coming in this week. Stay tuned for that. Guys, if you liked, please like, subscribe, share. Helps me out a lot, helps the channel a lot, costs you nothing, just shows you appreciate what we are doing. And stay tuned for the next one. Stay safe. Cheers. Bye.